Hello everyone and welcome to Sunburned Albino Ranks Every Waifu and Fire Emblem Awakening from worst to best. There's 25 of them, so we're going to breeze through a few, and there's a couple super brief characters I've decided not to put in here because I don't want to. Spoilers probably. Starting from 25 and working our way to 1, number 25, Female Morgan. Google image searches are not always fruitful. The one on the right, Female Morgan, is the character that makes the absolute least impression on me. Her hair changes color depending on who the mother is, but there are 0 colors in the rainbow that suit the mess on her head. You know who has more feminine charm? Male Morgan. Morgan is the blandest name in the game to pair with the blandest girl. Number 24, Nah. It's funny because all I did was say her name and it already sounds like I'm fully dismissing her, which I am anyway, so that's fine. Nah's just your average quiet, moody girl who acts like she hates her parents and I just don't like her that much. Number 23, Aversa. Aversa looks like if Nicki Minaj hatched out of a crow's egg nesting in hell itself. She's just flat out demonically gross. She looks like someone who would tempt God of War's Kratos into having sex with her and then he'd tear her head off afterwards. Aversa is nasty. Number 22, Tiki. Grand Elder means exactly what you think it means. Tiki is old as fuck. Now I know this picture might have you all like, damn, but don't be fooled. Tiki in-game looks like a grandmother on narcotics. You can draw as much concept art as you want, but if she don't look like that when you're talking to her, it won't do you any good. Number 21, Cordelia. I love when almost all the official art and sprites for this game are copyright and undraggable for some reason, like I'm gonna take these images and build my own Fire Emblem game. Now, from a purely visual standpoint, Cordelia's got absolutely nothing wrong with her. She's a standout beauty, it's true, but she's in love with Chrom the whole game, and even if you marry her as certain characters, she accepts the proposal like, okay, but I'm still in love with Chrom, but you can be my number 2. Bitch, get over him. She was doomed from the start, though, because Cordelia is the only woman in the game that Chrom can't have a support conversation with. Why is that? What kind of dick developer move is that? I wanted to see what she'd finally be like happy, but I guess she'll just wallow in sadness forever. Number 20, Mireille. Oh, there's Female Morgan being nothing again. With Mireille, there's nothing wrong with smart women walking around being thesauruses, and her character quirks mean she might have Asperger's like me, but that doesn't mean I have to like her. She's like a sexy librarian minus the sexy. Number 19, Maribel. I thought it was Mirabelle for the longest time and always read it that way, but fine. Mirabelle is better, but fine. Maribel is your stereotypical noblewoman looking down at the peasants and upholding the importance of classism and the finer things in life. I like to have her marry Vake just to completely throw all that out the window. Good luck teaching him to play violin, bitch. You can't even hold a teacup without crushing it. Number 18, Severa. Severa is a tsundere minus the liking you part. She has the snottiest teen attitude in the game, and it's like, I know you come from a future where you watched your parents die, and I think there's even obscure lore that suggests she might have come from an even worse future than all the other children, but you could still be like not a massive cunt if you sort of tried. When Bruce Wayne lost his parents, he became Batman. If he could go back in time to save them, I don't think he'd be all like, meh, screw you guys, when he got there. Severa is pretty, but not worth it, and she's the daughter of permanently twat-blocked Cordelia, so you know she's gonna have deep-seated issues. Number 17, Kjel. I don't remember very much about Kjel, and I know everyone in this game is basically the same build, but when she's in her night outfit, I just think she's hella fat. I know for a fact she isn't, but don't you expect her to take off her armor and be the exact same shape underneath? Then if you reclassed her as a Pegasus Knight, she probably wouldn't even be able to get up off the ground. She has like a special move where she just falls off the Pegasus and crashes into the ground like a meteorite doing AoE damage. Have a castle under siege? Just have Kjel climb into a catapult. She'll knock the whole thing down. That's how the dinosaurs went extinct. Just a shower of Kjels pummeling the earth for days. Number 16, Flavia. Flavia is a barbarian leader who reminds me of Aisha Tyler. She's the only person I've ever heard of who uses blonde lipstick, which is disgusting. And also, what kind of feroxy barbarian magic turns your lips yellow? And who invented that spell? Because I don't think lipstick is a thing in this time period, so it must have been some wacky alchemy, and why? Anyway, Flavia is a tough warrior who enjoys a good laugh, which she should be doing every time she looks in a mirror because you have blonde lips! Number 15, Sully. You know, like from Monsters, Inc. Super Sully Buns is a short, spiky-haired cavalier whose neck brace looks like a toilet, so when you imagine a woman, and yes, I said woman, sitting on her face, you don't know if she's being eaten out or taking a shit. That's 4 jokes in 1 sentence, y'all are spoiled. Sully's a top for sure, and she's apparently straight, despite what her Twitter activity suggests. Number 14, Tharia. I saw somebody say Tharia was best girl, but you have to be some other kind of messed up in the head to think that when you take everything into account. Physically, no question, Tharia looks like a dark sex puppet you conjure out of a book of black magic, only once you finish, she steals your soul. She has an obsession with Robin, much like Cordelia with Crom, only with Tharia, it's the kind that will inevitably end in your torturous death. It's like if a witch were to confess her feelings to you, you better just resign yourself to your new life with her, regardless of what you initially feel, because you are dead and occupied by millions of spiders if you don't. You do not want to cross paths with Tharia, but if you unavoidably do, there would be some nice benefits. Number 13, Lucina. Lucina has an overwhelming sense of duty, to the point where she'd even commit matricide to prevent calamity. Her poor mattress. She has a problem letting loose and having fun, always rigidly serious like she has some terrible future to thwart, but she's just middle of the pack for me. Number 12, Ameren. The Exalt, sister of Crom and Lissa, Ameren has the beauty and grace of a swan even in mid-air suicide. I feel like it would be kind of tough to be married to her though, because every time you two had an argument, she'd find the nearest ledge to fall off to avoid conflict. Number 11, Soo Miah. It's a good thing Ameren doesn't have Soo Miah's premier characteristic of clumsiness. I don't think that martyr statement would have been quite as effective if she tripped off the ledge. You can't really blame her though, because nobody in that game has any feet. Soo Miah is probably the most natural ship for Crom behind female Robin, so I don't feel that attached to her, but she's cute and in earnest. Number 10, Cynthia. Cynthia is like if Soo Miah's clumsiness affected her brain instead of her feet. You find her serving an ugly bandit leader she thinks is Crom because he went along with it. She's an airhead, and not just because she's a Pegasus Knight, but dumb girls have their own set of charms that aren't to be discounted. Number 9, Pan. Hashtag beast mode. Pan is like if Ariana Grande still wore cat ears at 35. She's from an extinct race of bunny, mole, cat things, and she's very useful in a fight, and you know with animal instincts she'd be very nurturing to her family. Number 8, Olivia. Olivia is a dancer, and with that comes radiance and elegant movement and a glowing aura, but she's one of those people who thinks she sucks despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary, and that always pisses me off. Imagine you get a private dance from a stripper, and the whole time she's just like, "Am I doing okay?" Girl, let your body do the talking. Number 7, Onna. A lovely red-headed rogue, Onna is a badass who can hold her own against an entire pack of bandits if she doesn't pass her turn at 30% HP because she doesn't deem it low enough to warrant an elixir. She's fun and bright and lends a nice playful atmosphere to herself. Number 6, Sariah. Technically this whole cast is Asian, but Sariah is like the Asian of the Asians, with some cool tribe stuff going on too, so you know she's close to the top for me. By the way, everybody since Onna and from here on out is top tier waifu material, so even if our number 1s don't match, we're still in agreement. Number 5, Lissa. Crom's little sister and my male Robin ship, Lissa is a charmingly cute and fun individual who can make one hell of a sage later, as I like to class her. She might be noble, but she ain't stuck up like Maribel, shit. Also, that birdcage around her waist is a nice fashion choice. You can't see it in this picture, but you could catch a mountain goat with that thing. Number 4, female Robin. The female version of your character whose appearance you can customize to your standard of beauty. I couldn't find a picture online of how I like to make mine look, but I promise you it's way prettier than this. I give her a paler, darker red hair color and make her hair a style that isn't bad, so in a way putting her on the list is kind of cheating, but at least she's not number 1. Number 3, Noir. Noir basically has split personality, one of which is completely psycho, but having Tharia for a mother will do that to you. I know she looks sad, but it's only because she's wrestling some severe inner demons at all times, don't worry about it. The fact that she comes out as my favorite class, which is Archer, only adds to her appeal, and she really has like a female Robin Hood kind of aesthetic going on, which is sexy. I just think she's one of the better characters in the game, and I definitely have a fatal attraction to her. Number 2, Churchy. Churchy is Virian's house Carl, essentially. You've played Skyrim, and if you've been watching a lot of these waifu rankings I've been doing, you know I go back and forth over the servant class of waifu. I liked Peiko and Danganronpa 2, but I didn't like Kirumi and Danganronpa V3, so some of you are like, Jesus, make up your damn mind about maids already, but it's circumstantial. You know it is. Like, Churchy is the kind of person where she's a loving, nurturing, caring, generous, and devoted girl before she's a maid or house Carl. She's honest and means well, and she don't slack on the battlefield either, riding her fucking wyvern and eating people with it and plunging axes in their remaining skulls. Churchy is the whole package. Number 1, Noe. I can feel your judgment, but all this proves is I have more evolved taste than you. Noe is a manakete, a dragonkin, who looks like a young vibrant girl, but is in reality over 1,000 years old. And the Fire Emblem series has a few female characters like this in its arsenal, so this dilemma is bound to come up, and we as a community are gonna have to nail this shit down, because it's not like the government's gonna pass any waifu laws. So I ask you, the populace, how you deal with this scenario. Is it inappropriate to like someone if she's centuries old but looks like a teenager? I always find this avenue of discussion fascinating. It's not pedophilia, I can factually say that, because pedophilia is the diddling of children, and teenagers are not children. Jared Fogle wasn't a pedophile, he was a statutory rapist. There's an immense difference regardless of what you think about it. Nevertheless, how do you figure out for yourself what is acceptable here? Because this is uncharted territory. There's never been a Supreme Court case where the judge was like, I sentence you to 10 years in prison for ranking Nyx as best girl in Fates. Which is the defining factor, age or appearance? If you're attracted to a teenage-looking girl who's been alive for 10 centuries, and you know that, does her visual appearance even matter? Legally, it would be acceptable. Statutory laws are exclusively about age. Nobody's ever been incarcerated for rape because their 20-year-old Asian girlfriend looked 15. I mean, I think it's fine that I like Noe. She's cute and playful, smiles to hide the pain, won't let herself give in to bad thoughts of despair. Admirable. What I like most about all of this whole conversation is about whether it's acceptable to be attracted to a millennia-old millennial, and nobody gives a shit about that tiny other detail of her being literally a dragon. Whatever, I don't care. Noe, best girl, if you have a problem with it, take to the sky and come find us in the cloudy mountains, bitch. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got other waifu rankings of Danganronpa, Kingdom Hearts, and Persona 5 you can check out. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.